my friends, and welcome back to EVE Online, and you find me here just arriving at the frigate free-for-all that was hosted last weekend by Stay Frosty and a band apart in Ualeta, and it was such good fun. So I turned up in a Tristan. We'd shipped a few ships in, including a selection you will see in the video. We ended up with like 8 hours of footage, so this is heavily condensed just to give you a flavour of what was going on. So I'm just finding my way, because you arrive in the system, you don't really know what's going on. You basically keep an eye on local, and you'll get some hints as to what is on grid where. The developers were up on, I think, one of the faction warfare plexes. They were running some kind of battleship dueling, raising funds for Plex for Good for the Ukrainian refugees. I think that's right. I never actually got on grid with them, but there was so much to do and so much to pew, as I say. So right now I'm just kind of getting my head around what's going on, figuring it out, and Yetfar is sinoing in a carrier full of other ships that we're also going to bring out just for a laugh, really, to be the victims of the frigate free-for-all. And free-for-all by name, free-for-all by nature. This was an absolutely glorious melee for 6 hours. Over 16,000 ships were pewed to pieces during this event. 10,000 frigates were handed out. An all-time record for single system kills in Low Sec was set. That actually broke the record set by last year's FFA. It was the 4th bloodiest single system event in EVE history anywhere in the history of EVE. And that day was the single all-time day of PvP activity in the whole of Low Sec in EVE in history. 2 records set. So we'll break even more next year, hopefully. And if you weren't there this year, hopefully after seeing this and seeing what goes on, you will be next year. And those figures came from CCP, or have been confirmed by CCP. So yeah, well done. Great. And remember, this event was completely set up by players. This is a player-created event. It is creation content within the game at its finest. A lot of work went into this, a lot of donations and time went into this. And when you lose a ship, as I'm doing now, because you just flew around and you blew up what you could until you blew up or you decided to run away. When you lost a ship, you kept an eye on local. People were basically posting in there, I'm in this station, I'm giving out these, trade. The easiest way to do that was just to scroll through local chat, find the person here in this station giving out Tristans, open the trade window, there's my Tristan, accept, thank you very much. It was as simple and as slick as that. And they were giving out all kinds of T1 frigates. Very basic but usable fits, of course. You can't expect any bling to be getting handed out. We brought some nice ships along with us just to make our contribution, basically. Some nice juicy kill mails for the frigates, but the ships that were given out were just fun, cheap fun ships. These are the kind of ships you can learn PvP in. If you've done no PvP, you don't want a much more expensive ship than this to start off with anyway, because the reason you're losing fights is not going to be a few % on your fit here and there. Anyway, I gave up on the frigates once Dexter had got arrived, we got organised. I've come out here in a Praxis. Dexter is on grid in a carrier. We also have a mate of ours, Hoed Cosmere. He's here tanking in a Rorqual. And you can see I'm actually getting some boosts off of him right now. We're in a fleet. There's his Rorqual. Spectacular. The footage is sped up from now on, guys, just to get through it. 2 times speed, I think. But we're out here. We're not really sure what to do yet. We're having a little bit of a kind of a scuffle going on out here. But we're trying to think of a place to go with the carrier and the Praxis to go and get hit by a herd of frigates. There's a Titan appeared out here as well now with some support ships, so we're not sure quite what they're up to. There is the Titan right there, and as I'm kind of right now in the game, unfortunately, is when Dexter's carrier gets one shot by the Titan, so it didn't actually get out on grid to have a scuffle with the frigates. I stayed here for a little while longer. I got a little bit nervous about whether that Titan was literally just here to kind of pew stuff up. So I warped the Praxis off to bring it back out later, get it straight out onto a belt or something, because it seemed a little bit chaotic here. I'm going to show you the carrier getting one shot right now. And I'm sorry if this footage is a little bit low quality of the carrier, but Dexter was actually twin screening. That's why he's got kind of a square display. He's got a super widescreen display. He has 2 of these windows running at once. The other one's just the inactive Sino alt. So I thought we'd just look here. And as you can see, we're just chilling out really. He's having a little bit of a scuffle going on with some of the frigates here. I think he actually did take down 3 frigates with his carrier. Now obviously the idea here was to get this out somewhere and let a whole herd of frigates come after him. He's trying to get out, you see, he's getting tackled, he doesn't like it. He's trying to get off grid here, and kapow, he is gone. That's a 250,000 hit point shot from that Titan, one shot his carrier. So he's never had we've certainly never had a capital one shot before, so it's a very novel event and it's part of our Eve story now. But it would have been nice for the frigates to get a chance. So I'm not quite sure what the Titan pilot was thinking there or why that happened. But we're not complaining, this was chaos. It's low sec, we live in low sec, it's chaos. There were some people flying around being a little bit naughty, we heard. Some cormorants kiting around on a planet, just pewing up the frigates before they could get to them. We pulled out a couple of these Caracals that we'd brought over. They were very simple, very cheap, kind of long range fit with sensor boosters and missile guidance computers. This is an alpha in one right now, and he can shoot out to about 77 kilometers, can lock to about 110, not that that's really relevant if I can't hit it. Obviously the downside with these is we've got no tackle, so if some ships have tackled each other we might be able to get them. We really want to maybe find those cormorants and just put them off. If you've actually got a small fleet of about 4 or 5 of these Caracals, then you can have enough alpha to just get stuff from like 60-70 kilometers away. On an Amiga you're probably about 100 kilometers away. They're quite handy fits to have. I just thought I'd chuck it in there. And you can see here, I mean, we can shoot at these frigates from miles out of their range. They're not going to get to us, but unless they're tackling each other, we're not going to get any kills. We didn't find the cormorants, so I got a little bit bored. So I just chucked the Caracal into a crowd of frigates and let them catch up with me. We weren't here to like get millions of frigate kills with nice ships. There was a very kitey Cerberus buzzing around, kind of doing that, but they got him in the end. And you know, I think by taking out quite a lot of frigates, he just got a good crowd of frigates after him. And every event needs its baddies. I mean, what's a story without a baddie? So I don't think anyone was being naughty. We were giving people that had never been in low sec a taste of low sec life. Turned up to 11, I guess. But there's a golem on grid here, and the golem tanked on this particular belt forever. Well done him. I don't think I got on the kill mail with that one. But yeah, we just chucked the ships in, they died, the frigates get their kill mails. That is what the event is all about as far as we're concerned, and every ship we bought into this system tonight is going to get lost. I mean, look at that, that's great. How often do you guys get involved in a mess like this? It's fantastic. And this mighty Tempest here, my friends, is being flown by Mr. Rix Javix. Excellent Eve artist, one of the driving forces behind this event, and a very good chap all round. I'm just buzzing around now with one of the alphas in a little incursus, and I'm doing the other side of the event from putting ships out to be killed, which is getting around in this little cheap ship and getting on as many big fat juicy kill mails as I can. And I landed on grid, found Mr. Rix Javix, and thought, well, there's a good place to start. There's a carrier on grid somewhere too. We'll see more of that later. And yeah, so let's just see how this little incursus can do, buzzing around, getting on as many big kill mails as possible. There were some guys flying around. They must have been running some ECM burst jammers because locks kept getting dropped all the time. Sometimes it was a little bit frustrating. You spent more time trying to reacquire locks than you were actually doing shooting stuff. But you know, people mess about, no harm was really done. But anyway, let's have a quick talk about this big lovely obelisk skin. It's the giveaway skin today. All I want is a comment down below, guys. Did you participate in the FFA? How did you find it? Do you now wish you'd been there? Will you give it a go next year? Anything that's relevant down below. Remember to include your in-game name to be included in the giveaway draw, which is pretty much at random. On screen right now are last time's winners, so well done to them, and thank you to you all who sent me your best wishes, etc. over the last few weeks while I've been dealing with lots of stuff. So it's all good for now anyway. As I mentioned, what I think makes this event extra special is the fact it's completely player driven. And remember, it's not the only kind of content that is created in-game by the players. Every FC that's leading roams or taking out mining fleets, helping new bros find their way around, learn how to do stuff. They're all contributing massively to the Eve community. and helping people find their feet, which every EVE player will know is the hardest thing, is really to get into this game, find your little direction and have some fun. I'm just cutting between some footage now with all the UI removed. There's that carrier over there. We're going to have a look at that soon, but first we're going to make sure we relock Rick's yet again due to those burst jammers. He's on his way down. I think I noticed about 900 pilots in here most of the time, and as a result there was some time dilation going on, i.e. the servers slowed down so we can handle the load. I think actually by speeding the footage up I've put it pretty much back where it should be. There was Rick's Javix and his Tempest going kaboom, but he put up a hell of a fight and he was back out later anyway. Now we're getting some action on the carrier over here. This is some pretty cool footage. There are so many frigates buzzing around here, wrecks all over the place at this stage. It's great to see people just putting these ships out to die for the entertainment of the masses. There's an Armageddon down there in the mix as well. The Incursus is holding up wonderfully. I need to relock the carrier. Again, burst jammers all over the place. But yeah, this is just great fun, and just seeing so many people around. I don't know who had the salvaging rights in here, but my god, they must have had quite a busy night. I think there were actually some battles going on overnight over the salvage, which just kind of added to the mayhem that went on. Yeah, I'm not surprised. You imagine the loot that was laying around out here, the salvage to be had. But yeah, you get enough frigates on a carrier, the carrier will go down, and it looks pretty spectacular when it does too. That's for sure. Let's see. It's about to go kabang. Destruction can be very beautiful sometimes. Look at that. Oh, I've gone into some kind of mad poster art mode there. That was cool. Look at that. Beautiful. Beautiful. Let's just have a little look at our haul on the kill boards here, and note we did not lose our mighty Incursus there. So we've got 3.95 billion kill for the carrier, 100 plus pilots on that kill. The Armageddon, 95 pilots took him down. Oh, puny Armageddon. But 335 mil. So yeah, we're up to quite a substantial little boost on anyone's kill board that wanted to come down here. There was much more to be done, but I left Furia and her Incursus docked, and we took out some of the other ships to have a bit more of a muck about, make a contribution to the event. But that's how easy it is when these events are on, guys. If you would like to pad your kill board, this is the most legitimate way to do it, I can imagine. So out there in that cloud is a Praxis, about a quarter of Bill's worth of Praxis, nothing flash. It's just got rapid, light missiles and tank. It's pretty much the same fit I used a long time ago now in a video doing those old emerging conduits, where we demonstrated if you need to hit lots of frigates, even though they're not bonused, a Praxis with rapid light missiles is quite a fearsome monster. But this one is going to go down. We did manage to take down, I think, 22 frigates with our missiles and our drones before we got burnt down. We attracted quite the horde there. That was good fun. I did get Rick's Javix again, which was quite funny. But yeah, the Praxis has gone, sacrificial lamb, more blood for the blood god, etc, etc. So we've covered us finding our way, putting out some nice big sacrificial ships, and also getting a little alpha in an Incursus on as many kill mails as possible. Now I'm just buzzing around in a little shield tank Tristan, the kitey version that we like to use when we go out and play with such ships. There's a Mordu battleship on grid on this asteroid belt, and I'm wondering if everyone's going to club together to get him down, or whether the brawl is going to just continue around him. And we are now getting yellow boxed by Zootonia, so the gauntlet is down. So I must make clear that whoever gets the kill in this little situation, you can't take credit for the kill. These are not 1v1 frigate fights. But let's have a go. He's a PvP hero, excellent streamer, very popular guy, and deservedly so. I think he's probably, by the look of it, in one of the handed out frigates. I'm in a slightly better one, but that's not making a difference. This is all just part of the fun. See, if you had been here on this belt, you too could be at least getting on a kill mail with Zootonia. Because remember, especially when it's a frigate getting hit, as long as you get some damage on it, you're likely to appear on the kill mail, even if you move on, run away, or indeed get pewed up. But yeah, we've got Zootonia. So I've got a celebrity kill mail. I've got Rick's Javix a couple of times. We've donated some ships to the fun that is going on. All I can say is what an excellent event all round. We certainly had a ton of fun. As you can see, Lee Brat just drops his point on me just before I die in this particular Tristan, but it doesn't matter. We brought about 16 of these. I think we had 2 left at the end of the night. So there, my friends, is just a sample platter of what was on at the Frigate FFA, to be joined in at your leisure and for free, because all the ships were being given out all night. So I hope you've enjoyed a look at this. I hope you're going to get involved in the next event. Leave your comments down below, subscribe if you want to stay in touch, and leave the video a like if indeed you have liked, enjoyed it, or found it useful in any way. We'll be back very soon showing you a very cheap Punisher surviving the unsurvivable. Very lucky, that ship. And remember, if you're never in hull, you are playing too dull. Take care of yourselves and each other, and for now, my friends, goodbye.